Hello, welcome to my video discussion, and please bear with me for a moment while I share my screen, get things up and running. Okay. My video discussion today is regarding the vital role and historical significance of Annapolis, Maryland during the Revolutionary War. This quaint town played a vital role as a strategic port that not only allowed for the delivery of important supplies to the Continental Army, but also served as a convenient port for the transportation of soldiers and other logistical needs. During the later years of the war, Annapolis also served as a meeting place for the Continental Congress. Thus, it was here on December 23rd, 1783, General George Washington humbly surrendered his military commission to Congress. Further, and so vitally important as well, Annapolis is where the Treaty of Paris was finally ratified in the United States on January 14th, 1784. This occurred in the Annapolis Old Senate Chamber, making this location the first peacetime capital of the United States. Although Annapolis prepared for the war by building forts, fortifications, redoubts, and other means of protection, the fighting and danger never really materialized. However, the port was used logistically, as evidenced in the following quote from an article on the website of Journal of the American Revolution. Quote, military excitement returned to Annapolis in March 1781 when 1,200 troops under the command of the Marquis de Lafayette landed in the city on their way to Virginia to intercept British troops under the command of the traitor Benedict Arnold and end the war. Before Lafayette could march his forces into the South, two British warships, the Hope and the Monk, blockaded the Annapolis harbor, effectively trapping the French commander on shore. The French commander eventually decided to take the matter into his own hands and collected a small fleet to repulse the British warships. Lafayette's gambit worked, with the British warships ending their blockade. Annapolis and its historic buildings have been carefully preserved. According to the website annapolis.org, quote, the organization, Historic Annapolis, is the leading nonprofit preservation and history organization in Annapolis, Maryland, end quote. The website further states that the mission of Historic Annapolis, quote, is to preserve and protect the historic places, objects, and stories of Maryland's capital city and provide engaging experiences that connect people in the area's diverse heritage, end quote. This organization has educational resources for students as well as the community. For further information, we can visit the website www.annapolis.org. Historian and author Tony Williams, in his work America's Beginnings, states that, quote, on March 12, 1783, Congress officially received notice that its commissioners had signed a peace treaty with the British. As a result, Washington furloughed most of his soldiers, who simply retired to their homes. In June, some soldiers from the Pennsylvania line, frustrated at not being paid, mutinied. They chased Congress out of Philadelphia and then made their way to Trenton and then on to Annapolis. Once in Annapolis, George Washington was feted by citizens and public officials. He was saluted, toasted, and honored with dinners and balls. Finally, on December 23rd, Washington appeared before Congress to surrender his military commission, where he said, quote, happy is the confirmation of our independence and sovereignty, and pleased with the opportunity afforded the United States to becoming a respectable nation. I resign with satisfaction the appointment I accepted with diffidence. The successful termination of the war has verified the most sanguine expectations, and my gratitude for the interposition of Providence and the assistance I have received from my countrymen. Having now finished the work assigned me, I retire from the great theater of action, and bidding an affectionate farewell to this august body, under whose orders I have so long acted, I here offer my commission and take my leave of all the employments of public life. Washington withdrew from his pocket the withered parchment containing his original commission from 1775. He stepped forward and handed it solemnly to President Thomas Mifflin. Everyone in the hall was wiping tears from their eyes. Washington's resignation confirmed that in the American Republic, the military was subordinate to the civilian government. His actions were compared to those of the legendary Roman general Cincinnatus, who served his country in its war for independence and then returned to his plow. King George III reportedly said, if Washington voluntarily surrendered power, he, quote, will be the greatest man in the world, end quote.